Welcome. In this demonstration we're going to explore SharePoint Filter and how it can help solve some of the social computing features of SharePoint 2010. In this particular example I'm going to review different areas of which the MMS tagging features are applied, as well as some of the other features like the noteboard and how those work. In this first example we're going to take a look at the tagging and notes. So as you can see here we have I like it and a tag and notes here in the top right hand corner. If I click on I like it, it's going to tag the page with the words I like it. I can also come in here and I can tag the page with my own text. So something that could be possibly a bad word, especially to Microsoft, would be Apple. And one of the things you'll notice about this wonderful tags is you have to go over to the noteboard, go back to the tags, and then you can actually go type things. So in this case I'll type Apple, I'll save it, and we see that the suggested tag is added in here. Now this could be any bad word, it could be any number of things in here, and so in this case we've added this particular bad word. Similarly, we could go into the lists and we can add filter columns, MMS columns, and we could go in here and edit the properties of a particular item to say things like Apple. And of course this particular one does not have an apple in it already, so we can add a new item called Apple. And of course now it works, so we save that off and we see now that that's there in the list. We can also go over into our profile and we can type certain things in here. Apple is one such thing. Again, remember, in the cases of what we're doing, Apple is a very bad word. Similarly, we could go to our profile and we could type things in here like about me, and we could say Apple, save and close, and now that's part of our user profile properties, which is of course getting indexed with everything else that's inside of SharePoint. And the other area where we can actually go and type bad words here in SharePoint is the noteboard. So I could go and I could type Apple in here and post that, and you'll see that, yep, sure enough, in the noteboard I see that I've done an Apple post. And of course, so as you can tell, there are a lot of different places where people can type bad words where it's not actually advantageous for us to continue to display those particular bad words. They will offend other people, especially if we talk about Microsoft. So here we go in here, and we want to actually filter that out. So we're going to switch over to our central admin, and SharePoint Filter is implemented as a service application. And if we scroll down to SharePoint Filter, here it is. We'll see that we don't have any filter terms, hence it kind of let us add that term Apple, and of course it's a bad word. So we'll go in here, let's add Apple as a filtered term. We see the term has been added, and we have a few options here. I can delete terms, I can do a reapply if I happen to have added new service applications to filter. I can pre-populate with a file that actually does have some pretty nasty words and things in it, so I won't click that in this part of this demo. I could clear out all the filter values if I needed to. I could also go through and clear all the bad values across the farm. So this is an interesting thing. Me adding Apple, I've already added Apple in multiple different places, as you just saw, and so I want to be able to go and find those particular terms and clear them out. Now before I would do something like that, I actually may want to go and find all the bad terms. So in this case, clicking on Find Bad Terms, I get a text file back that has, and you have to forgive the formatting, but this is a text file that shows us where the actual terms are being used. And so we'll see there's some MMS terms that are here. It tells me who has added them, when they were actually added, kind of where they've been added, and we see it's actually used quite a bit. We've got Apple all over the place. So we'll go ahead and click back and refresh our app, and so obviously we want to clear out those bad terms, and so all the terms have been cleared from the farm. Now in this particular version it's not clearing it from every particular aspect, but it did grab most of them. So let's go back and see where it's kind of cleared all of these things out of. If we come back to our page and we refresh our page, let's go over to our tags and notes. We're going to see Apple is now gone. If I try to type Apple in here and I try to add it as a term, it acts like it took it, but notice it didn't actually add it in there. Alright, so it's being filtered out of there. Similarly, if we go over to our site pages and we were to go down to this other item and to edit the properties of this item, and I was to type Apple and save, it doesn't like it. It doesn't care to have it in there. And if I try to go in here and I see that Apple is in fact gone, it got cleared out of the farm. If I try to add Apple, it doesn't take it. Right? You don't see it take it. It's not going to accept Apple as part of our filtering. If we go to our user profile and we jump over here, we'll see Apple has been cleared out. If I try to type Apple, I'm going to get an error here that says I cannot do that. If I go into my profile property, you'll see that I do in fact still have Apple in there, but it should remove that. I think I had a space in front of it. But in this particular case, the error occurred while trying to save the term Apple out of there. If we cancel and go back, we're going to also go down to the note board. We're going to see that, yeah, we didn't clear out. One of the features that we haven't implemented just yet in this version is the actual ability to clear out the note fields. So in this case, we could simply delete this, and we could say Apple and try to post it. Notice I didn't get a post, it didn't take it, it didn't add it, and it was in fact filtered. Alright, so those are many of the features of SharePoint Filter and how it actually keeps people from typing things they should not be typing into your applications on your social aspect side of things, in the MMS filtering side of things. As you can see, it's actually a very big problem for those of you that are familiar with this, that have been working with things like the MMS here with the tags and the notes, and seeing these values show up and seeing them getting filtered, seeing them showing up in search. SharePoint Filter is a way of solving that problem. So we hope that you purchase it. We hope that you think that it's of value to your organization. And if you have any questions, need support, and want to play with SharePoint Filter, send us an email at SharePointFilter.com.